Poet, beautiful stuff, and coming into a beautiful game. I mean, I'm crossing my fingers and toes, Henry. I've got high expectations for this one. What about you?
It's difficult to tell, considering Na'Vi have only played this once in the last 3 months, but they did take down some decent opposition. Like Furia, it's one of their mainstays is Nuke, and that's the team they took down 16-12. I'm sure they've been practicing it with boomich in their ranks. Interested to see what they're going to bring to the table today. As we get into the pistol round here, we are going to have 2 smokes and HEs. That suggests I go for the squeaky door and nade that out. It's going to be thrown in straight away, and it's going to be Carrigan to smoke towards main entrance as well. Simple with the first shot. He's got that unsilenced USP once more.
This is the simple swagger, intimidation, whatever it may be. Nice work from Zeus on ramp just to kind of draw their attention as Flamey just lines him up and knocks him down. Triple. Frozen's not going to go down without a fight, though. That's a big connection. Flamey, I think he's done enough damage here.
Yeah, you think so. Lovely crossfire towards the ramp room. 3 versus 1 now. Frozen does have some wiggle room here, still with 68 points of health. He's got a smoke available to him and the bomb on his back. He's hoping to find some CTs. Being over-aggressive here, but there's no real reason to push towards lobby. Have a crossfire towards upper, 1 towards lower. That should be enough, to be honest. Yeah,
and Frozen, I mean, he's going to kind of hope for a Na'Vi player to just step his toe out of line, and that was an opportunity. boomich presenting himself. No X-ray just yet. I'm sure we'll get that ASAP.
Stands for as soon as possible, for those who aren't aware.
Yep, just like to throw acronyms at you occasionally. And long-range blocking, it's not going to be too easy for Frozen. It's another good connection onto Simple with 40 seconds left. Frozen's got a real game out of this now. boomich and Simple low. Smokes the site, wants to try and draw fire. They are starting to rotate, and actually that smoke could be used to try and take that bomb down. Instead, tries to draw fire. Pulls another one closer. It will be Electronic to close things out, and Na'Vi take the first.
Yeah, the smoke and a plant would have been fantastic if he gets that bomb down. I think that was probably the more advantageous option to get the extra cash, but no pistol victory here. It's going to be Na'Vi running away with that one. Flamey getting baited in towards the ramp, managing to mow them down, no problem. You can see the jump from Voxic to take the cross away, to deny multiple headshots, but still well recovered from Flamey. Very calm, and we'll see a force buy potentially here in the second round. T-side of Nuke, difficult to make this one really quite powerful, but you can see Deagle for Carrigan right now. Voxic on the scout. Suggests I'll just be going towards outside, trying to work a pick, maybe getting towards secret steps. But we have a slight technical issue right now, I would imagine.
Yeah, you just get everything sorted out. After that first round of play, there'll be those tiny, minute adjustments you might want to make before you can compete at the highest level. Smiles all round for Na'Vi, though. Certainly after picking up that first round. You said, you know, Woxic, they kind of, mousesports did everything right there, but I think that's the beauty of the major, beauty of teams like this, is that even when you do everything right, someone can still punish.
That's why Counter-Strike's such a good game. There's no tactic or strategy that's going to give you a 100% success ratio, right? Some of the world's best players can still recover, still know how to duck and weave around your approach, and Flamey recovers quite nicely there, that's for sure. 4 Deagles, 1 Scout. They have 3 smokes as well. Oh, sorry, just the 2. So they could go towards outside, but it'll be very difficult to make it a really powerful approach. But he's going to be Simple now, hearing lots of footsteps towards outside. He's got the MP9, looking for that first kill, does not connect.
Yeah, and that's going to reveal his location. He can be pushed, and ChrisJ does exactly that. A second! That's Flamey too, that's the rifle. Electronic. He's going to duel with ChrisJ's M4. That's back on the ground, courtesy of Electronic, but price paid. Zeus swinging into Warehouse with the MP9. That's not necessarily the dream weapon for the job, certainly not when you present yourself to Woxic. Just like this, the second round, we've talked about it time after time. It's far from a guarantee.
There it is. It keeps happening at this event. Electronic down to 2 points of health. boomich will have to try and save the day, but this looks way too good for mousesports right now. Electronic, we're waiting towards the CT spawn boxes as Rops hunts for the penultimate player. No kits or utility on the CT side, but no plant yet, so there is a small chance that they can bring this one back. But now with the bomb towards lower, probably not, Alex.
Certainly unlikely. Electronics still standing vigilant where that dropped rifle was, and the bomb will just go down, courtesy of Carrigan. ChrisJ he's been a kind of beacon for mousesports in the face of these close games, and boomich looking to make his way into the site with the first.
Backstab.
Yeah, no smoke, no kit. Bomb ticking. Rops is on that backstab. boomich, however, could find an opportunity on Frozen, tagged and fragged. And now Electronic just going to be waiting for this one to conclude and accepting that this will be 1-1. ChrisJ to start things off.
Well, he finds the M4 at least. He's got the defuse kit, a couple of flashbangs. They'll be force buying back themselves, so that's Very good for mousesports there. Chris J continues to be a nuisance for his opposition there. 2 opening kills at the Desert Eagle. He has had a great tournament so far.
It's the body shots, isn't it? And actually, you know what? It's an interesting conversation because a lot of people feel like that body shot, it's like practically a shotgun up close.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage. You get it in the chest, it doesn't take much at all to take them down, but he did get a lovely headshot as well. Let's see it from his POV, how this went down. It was Simple that was caught first. There's the body shots you mentioned, and then you can't really stop that. Flamey will get a taste of Chris J's Deagle in the second round. Like we said, it's probably going to be the 4 spy here from the CTs. They get 4 Deagles themselves, and that 1 in 4 for Electronic. He's going to have to step up here if they're going to stand a chance once he approaches from mousesports. Nading towards the door, smoking main entrance. Chris J will get himself on the ledge here, looking for any pushes from that hub position. So scout once again for Voxic, looking towards main entrance, just buying some space. As they head towards ramp, will be Zeus to defend. Tricky shots this one, and they're going to beat the smoke, so that's not going to help him out too much. He probably goes down here, going to try and retreat. Doesn't take any damage, so he's in a decent position now. Got a CT with him, but it's a wallbang from Voxic. What the?
What was that?
Need to see that from his POV. I assume we could see a sliver of him.
It must have been just the tip of his Desert Eagle, but the rest of the round does just seem like a formality already into the site. Simple, however, when he's alive, nothing is safe. With 5 members of Mouse still standing and Simple falling, this one, though, is left to just Flamey. He brought rifles into it, but it's Voxic's scout that gets them the way into the site.
Yeah, that's the most important kill of them all. Flamey, 5 versus 1. Chris J, the only player that's low at this point. He's at 21 points of health. And they've got a lot of utility as well. This is a great round for mousesports. It's going to be a full eco for Na'Vi going forward. They have not recovered the M4. Flamey with Deagle armor, just looking for any sort of exits. But you can see everyone so grouped up towards ramp. You can survive the blast in this position. And there we have it. It's going to be mousesports with potentially a 3-1 lead. As we said, we've got the full eco coming up next. Not really much they can justify into the investment, like P250 at the top end.
Ramp room. It's such an interesting part of Nuke just because sometimes, I mean, it's similar to Dust 2 where you just sometimes there's parts of the map that will see so much action and otherwise just be left completely barren. It's down to the whimsy of that in-game leader. Carrigan sending the majority of Mouse straight into Zeus's domain.
Yeah, absolutely. Well then, round 4 coming up. Should be just a bit of a formality, this one. I can't see a way the USP's making any real dents. Zeus gets a P250. No one else spending a single dollar here. So mousesports probably a slow approach at the start. Work out if there's any pushes. Going together. See Carrigan sending up for the Molotov towards the upper bomb side there. Lands right on top of the hut. Meaning they can't gain position. Get ready with CZ potentially. As Carrigan continues to vault towards the main entrance. And we're going to see him working with Chris J towards that side. He focuses his efforts towards the secret steps. You can see Simple taking a little bit of damage there from the Molotov towards CT boxes.
I do see a Zeus sport, and I'm loving it.
Oh yes, that's on Simple. There it is.
I mean, on Nuke, one of the harder maps, especially when you're getting Molotovs and flashes thrown your way. Great work. Just completely nullifying any threat from the outside and from the start of Na'Vi. Flamey, however, he did have the best equipment, and he's paid dividends. Managed to catch the head of Rops. How much more they can build on that remains to be seen. Flamey at the moment in main falls back. Closing on that site with Electronic, now picking up an AK. This could get a little awkward if he was to hit that shot cleanly. He doesn't, and Chris J just walks into the site with a FAMAS. 2 from Deacon.
Yeah, he is in some exceptional form right now, I have to say. Every shot seems to connect. He's so confident in his own ability. Yeah. And Flamey, Deagle armor, might want to consider saving that, considering there's not actually anything really to gain at this stage. Scout might be his, but having the armor not to buy that next round would be helpful. Regardless, he will go down. It's going to be 3-1. Chad talked about the positive impact winning their T-pistol can actually have on the C side of Nuke, but they didn't win that. They win the second round, which is arguably more powerful if you get yourself in this position. Though 3-1 up, and it means you're denying that extra loss bonus from them losing the pistol to get $1,900 instead, so they actually have to start on the back foot now.
It's a bigger kick.
Yes, absolutely. I think so.
1 and 2. Wow, it makes that look so easy.
So, 1 for Mass, and all for Electronic. They have no kits. They don't have any incendiaries. This is a rough round for Na'Vi. If they win this, I'll be very impressed.
Gonna have to bring the fight to Mouse. In some capacity, smoke off ramp. That's not the dream smoke from Zeus.
It really doesn't. Oh, to be fair, like, there's a slight gap. That's by design. That's not bad, but we'll see.
Now he gets pushed immediately. Falling back to a safer angle. There's only a tag him up before. He wasn't ready for Carrigan. bouncing around like a springbok. Gets himself loose. He's still on the side. That Aug's only going to get one, though. Somewhat of a one and done, certainly when you're playing against aimers like Chris J.
Not worth going for it now, to be honest. You haven't got kits. You've got to retake the lower bomb site. It's up there with B on Dust 2, outside bomb site and Train. The retakes are just so difficult here. If you had all the utility, sure, we'll give it a go. But when it's a 4-on-3 with no kits, you might as well let it slip by.
So Na'Vi has not been the most idyllic start. Certainly on the CT side, though, there is so much more cushion to stabilize. But every round that Mouse accrue here is worth its weight in gold coming into the second half.
So you can see how that knock-on effect from not having any incendiaries really came back to haunt Na'Vi there. Ideally, if you have the incendiary, you're dropping that at the very start to deny the rush, and you're dropping the smoke on top of that as it's starting to go down.
Right.
That means you can actually buy time. They can't rush through that incendiary at the start, and then you can drop a really nice smoke. That means they can't actually push through unless they get grey screen. Allows you to set up and get comfortable. Zeus just wasn't ready for that. It was a pretty useless smoke. They could see a gap in it, so it means they came through without the grey screen. They beat it actually as well. He comes through, didn't even realize 3 players are there, so that's going to be quite the clean affair for mousesports. We did have electronic down towards low of the Orc, but Chris J just completely eviscerates him.
And I imagine the answer to that kind of push would be something like an Orc presence on ramp. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the Orc yet, and doesn't look like we're going to be seeing one coming in for a while. Yeah, round 6 then. mousesports, a firm lead after conceding the first.
Well then, Frozen looks up for it. He'll be going towards the silo, trying to open things up towards outside. Speculative shots towards main entrance. Do have a couple of M4s here, but no grenades once again. Boost towards the ramp, though, could be quite nice. It's one of those positions that's commonly overlooked, I would say, if you can bait them in correctly. That's the smoke you want. That nice deep one. You can see they have no gaps there. You're not worried they're going to be just walking through that because you'll have a massive advantage if they do. So you want to make sure that smoke is spot on.
2 towards the hut. Going to be playing on that Z-axis. More of a foreign position, certainly when you have to start committing to a spray.
So you can see Zeus just doing everything he can to suggest it's just him once more. They haven't tried this boost just yet. I feel like this could have some massive impact if they do commit on that side of the map, that is. So Flamey looking to get multiple kills with the Molotovs touching him, have to jump down. Did well to get one. Boomich might be on for the 3rd kill of the round. Not going to happen, but Simple, there it is, towards the ramper and pushing in towards lobby. 1 versus 1. Zeus, Desert Eagle in the correct position as well.
He only needs the 1 bullet.
Yeah, anything. Towards the legs of the Desert Eagle, that will do it.
Rops with 30 seconds. He's playing the waiting game, anticipating aggression from Zeus. He connects. Na'Vi given their second by their in-game leader, and no less than that. He's in the top 20 of the major so far. We heard the desk delivering in his opening games. But this is, of course, 1 win, 1 loss. If you haven't been keeping track of the adventure so far for both of these teams, it was North who fell to mousesports. FaZe bested them. Gets the Simple's POV as he did manage to get a second just as he fell. Na'Vi, of course, beating their CIS underdogs of Dream Eaters, but also an incredibly close game, many thought, was Na'Vi's to lose against G2. So 1 win, 1 loss. We find ourselves here. Nuke, another best of 1.
Flashbangs, Molotovs, trying to suggest they're coming towards upper here. Electronic rotates in towards main entrance of Flamey. They'll drop a smoke towards the squeaky door. They've got everything they need now. The AWP for Simple. AK in the hands of Zeus. Carrigan. Looks like they've done a lot of homework on this map. You can see these technical flashbangs and pushes coming through. Frozen to lead the charge here.
Whoa. Well, it gets them in, but I don't think they're ready for that. They found a gap immediately. Electronic will only get the first before the punish comes in from Rops. Chris J's there as well as they walk through hut. Flamey, he has to come up big here. He does manage to get the dink onto Rops before falling, but that's a triple from one of the stars.
That was crazy from mousesports. What a brilliant execution that was. Really nice stuff. You can see good communication as well, making sure they jump onto the remaining CTs on towards the upper bomb side there. No chance of Flamey getting multiple frags, and Zeus stuck in a very awkward position now. Throws a nade towards main entrance, but I think Chris J's got his number, and indeed he does. It's going to be a bounce back from mousesports here as they go 5-2 up. Money broken again on the CT side. I would say a tactical timeout probably on the cards here. They've got 6K, yeah it is, and 6K on towards Zeus. So he could buy an all for Simple, and the rest of them have to get shotguns and SMGs. I would say they're probably thinking about it right now, but we'll have a look.
Perhaps just act as that pistol vending machine. I saw a deagle being thrown out as well, but this was called, of course, by mousesports. You can see the coach of them, Ragin. He was channeling his Neil M. I spoke to him. I said, "You seemed pretty hyped yesterday." He said, "Yeah, we've been channeling our Neil M."
It's difficult to replicate.
He said, "You can't do it."
He's an enigmatic man.
Oh, great word.
Yeah.
I've been
something
wanting
quite special.
to integrate phosphorescent somehow.
Okay,
Just
how are you going to make that
It
work?
just feels really nice to say.
Yeah, that's a lovely word.
Phosphorescent, nice
Speaking
word.
of lovely.
Yeah, let's see how he shuts down that duel versus Flame. How quickly did he have to adjust? Because he plucks Simple out of heaven, then swings with the support of Chris J. Great work from mousesports. Of course, wouldn't be possible without all of those moving pieces. They threw so much towards that top side.
That was great. We've been saying for so long, like, Nuke has been underloved in terms of, like, the approach from terrorist forces. I feel like it's been underwhelming the last couple of years in terms of, like, teams don't really want to play this map that much, especially when Cash was in the pool. Now we have Vertigo, where they're trying to shy away from it. It seems like people are paying more attention to Nuke now, and especially with the streak of Astralis no longer a talking point, it seems like they're willing to really
That is an interesting kind of concoction you created there. A combination of Vertigo's presence and, oh no, Zeus! 7 bullets leave his Deagle. A fresh clip not an option because Karrigan's caught him. Eventually manages to understand what's going on. Electronic, his whereabouts have been rumbled, and now the rest falls to just 2, Flamey and Simple.
Yeah, there's a slight chance of them here. But it is a 4-on-2, but not for long. That's a nice spray from Flamey towards the main entrance. Catches the low HP Chris J. He was taking on 7 from that garage position. Flamey continues his assault here. He's still in towards the hut. 3 kills to his name so far. Bomb planted, but he is on for the ace. You're right. Molotov available for Voxic. Simple making his way towards heaven. He's got the Desert Eagle. That's to do something quite magnificent now. So
concerned about Flamey's position. I see 2 backs turned for now. Voxic is responsible for heaven, and he does have the perfect weapon for the job. Now Simple makes his whereabouts known. Flamey going to have to be so good, and another one from Flamey. He's only got a scrap of health. Voxic for the 1v2. The low, and Na'Vi have done it. Flamey does all of the heavy lifting. Simple to finish it off with the garnish, and that's a big comeback. 2 versus 5. What on earth was that from Na'Vi?
Yeah, the bomb was planted in a decent position as well there. Voxic after getting that first kill, you'd think he'd just play off the bomb, right? Because presumably they won't have kits. But he challenged, went for the swing again, and it was Simple finding the AK-47 that closes things out. So that's 2 eco victories now for Na'Vi. We'll see if this replay explains a little bit more as to what happened. You can see that first kill through the smoke. He got another preemptive shot towards Karrigan as well. Such great work here from Flamey. Really getting them out of the dirt here. We're going to see 5-3 on the scoreboard. Still a lot of work to do on the Na'Vi side. Simple back on the AWP.
That's going to reinvigorate them. 2 versus 5 at a crucial moment now. mousesports are catching nades. 2 members cut down to size before they even have a chance to play into the round. Jay crossed down to secret the round prior. This time against the buy, he does the same. Zeus aggressively holding towards the ramp room. They're not going to be ready for this one. Voxic certainly wasn't. Bomb in his grasp. Just for a moment. Karrigan for the trade. Now Zeus in response. Excuse me, Simple on that AWP. He's got another opportunity as well. Nose Frozen's there. Locked him in. Will force the smoke out of him, but Electronic arrives at the scene of the crime as well. Chris J with the flank. He has to make noise, though. Breaks the window. Simple is ready. And so are Na'Vi to start building up the CT bank.
Yeah, they're really getting into it now. 3-on-1 for Rops. 27 HP. Has not got the bomb. Drops the smoke towards lower. Hoping he can do something with this. He's got just 1 flashbang remaining. Bombs in towards ramp. Simple, I think, is pushing towards lobby as well. So Rops would just hope for any sort of CT mistake here. There's no reason to jump in the vents. They've got the bomb under their remits. Should be the end of the round. It's going to be Boomich to close things out there. 5-4. Money still available for mousesports. They've built up quite the well of cash. As Frozen will invest straight away. Interested to see, we'll see a T-side AWP here.
Zeus with that aggressive push towards ramp.
Yeah.
Gives them all that info. It's suddenly Simple and Electronic. They're already there. By the time they actually start pushing ramp, there's 2 to respond.
Timing was actually spot on for the retake, as it were, for the ramp room, because Simple gets all that aggro. They assume he's the remaining player there. They're focusing towards him. They're trying to smoke him off. He's already got 1 kill. And as soon as they're dealing with all that, Electronic swings in from the CT entrance and gets 2 really nice kills there. So here we go. Back into another full buy here. mousesports opting against the AWP. Certainly had the cash for it, but it's difficult to operate with on the T side of Nuke. The AK is not, however. Zeus may be aggressive once again. Rops has just helped himself to it. He's actually the back of the ramp from there. So Rops has stood a straight-up challenge towards the back of the room and blew his head off.
Yeah, I think that's the Counter-Strike thing you were talking about. Doesn't matter how good the game plan is, sometimes someone's just going to click your head and do it damn well. Simple's flash, but this is a very aggressive position on top of this container. Somewhat unorthodox, but does manage to connect already once. Boomich's flash did hit the faces of mousesports. Karrigan's spray finally connects into Simple. He solved that mystery. The mystery of the round still unfolding. They're going to leave Rops top site. Right, this could be the perfect weapon for the job. He can just tap at their heads. It's all about reaction times and just so simple. Oxig's head's gone, Flamey on the flank, and they are starting to look rather scary.
Yeah, they're looking very dangerous indeed, especially Flamey and Electronic. Their rifles are coming to their own, and we'll see Robs once again, 3 versus 1. This time, the money starting to take a battering here. It's going to be tied up at 5-5 unless he can do something unspeakable with this situation. Not going to happen, and we go into round number 11. Na'Vi tying things up. It was looking very desperate for them. A couple of pistol victories, though. Some insane Flamey plays, and here we are. Tied things up, and I think we'll have a partial buy here on the mousesports side. They do enjoy a Mach 10 CZ rush, so maybe they would want to bring that out right now just to mix things up, go for a real fast-paced round. Mach 10 CZs, rush towards upper. We know they've got the smokes and Molotovs and flashes for all that. That would be perfect for this kind of standpoint because they've got like just under 4K per player. It would be really difficult to contain.
And certainly because they've proven that they've got plenty of pages of their strat book smoke-wise and nade-wise.
Yeah.
They've got, that you can sprinkle some of that in with some of the fast-paced plays you're suggesting. The second tactical pause for Mouse will soon be over.
mousesports has certainly done their homework. We saw them on Vertigo the other day, and everyone was suggesting that, wow, everyone should be watching mousesports and how they approach Vertigo. They've got all the homework done, the smokes, the flashes, the Molotovs, everything looks great. Same thing here on Nuke. Really enjoyed what they've presented so far, but it's the individual skill of Na'Vi that's shining and keeping them in the game. And no Mach 10s, no nonsense, I'm afraid. It's just going to be a partial by the Tech 9s and CZs. They've got a couple of flashes, a Molotov as well. Smoke for the upper bomb side, it looks like, and the Molotov towards hub, but it's Boomage. They'll be mowing them down. He gets the first 2. 1 frag in return, but it doesn't look like he'll get them much access. Carrigan stuck towards Squeaky Door with the Tech 9, and Robs, he'll be isolated towards the hub position with the pistol as well. Tech 9 not known for its range, but Carrigan makes the most of it. And Robs with 4 HP, stuck in towards that lobby. Not really much he can do now. It's going to be another successful round for Na'Vi, and they'll take the lead for the first time since the pistol.
Yeah, 4 in a row. They finally break it. Keep that lead. A little pet project of mine, a little side project I've been working on, is when I see CTs saving the Krieg, I see who they drop it to.
Okay.
I was kind of interested. So I saw Boomich pick it up in the round prior, and he was just staring at all 4 members for a while, but I think just desperately saying, someone needs to take this because I'm not comfortable with it.
So he's giving it to Simple.
The answer is Simple.
Well, that makes sense. He can use most weapons, to be fair.
And giving the world's best player the 100% first bullet accuracy.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. We'll see if these outside smokes will lead to success for mousesports. It's been a while. They're trying to deny them access. That's not landed, I don't think. The Flames team. Oh, no, they're okay. So he bought them some time. So don't go quickly down towards the steps. You can see they're kind of isolated. That's kind of interesting. That's so scary, isn't it? The fact just standing outside of the
some spray came through.
Some sprays coming on the other side. That's kind of cool. Let's see if that Krieg can step up now. Simple trying to do what he can here. Holding towards the double doors of the lower bomb site. Still has a slight angle towards events, but 4 players, 4 mousesports in that area. Might want to start pushing towards the lobby position. Simple might be in trouble here. He's been spotted, but finds the first.
With the Krieg, no less. And a second! No. Wow! No right to find that. They were so quick to swing into the window position, but so much quicker with that adjustment. Zeus is trying to double up and can't quite tap the head of Woxic. Electronic will make for his shortcomings. Robs, however, arrives on the scene just in the nick of time from ramp. Now they have some degree of presence towards the lower site. Flamey and Boomich. Flamey already down lower. But I love this. It's like the calm after the storm. It's so much chaos into dead silence. Everyone starts to walk. Everyone starts to piece this puzzle back together.
Tactics go out the window now. This is just pure game sense. Work together in a 2-on-2. Flush out your opponents, and it's advantage for Na'Vi considering the time. 20 seconds. Boomich heading towards upper. Flamey patrolling that lower bomb site. No smoke to veil the plants, but they're both towards lower. Making noise now. Plant comes through, and luckily for Carrigan, he plants on the right side. Flamey can't deny.
Robs could check decon for this one. Sees his legs first, doesn't stop him. Oh my god, that's ambitious. Boomich actually tagged him, albeit lightly. Somewhat of a warning shot to Carrigan through the vents. There's no entrance there anymore. Swings the door, another tag. Just chipping away at them. The 1v2 still feels out of his reach if mousesports play this right. They don't have the nades. The plant is for them. Knows where they both are. It's a shooting gallery. Another tag. Boomich. He's chipping away. Needs to connect on the heads, though. Body shot just not going to cut it, and Carrigan jiggling around, playing the time and playing Boomich.
Yeah, that was a little uncomfortable towards the end there. Boomage was applying a lot of pressure, hitting shots, but it couldn't find the most important kill. He takes down Carrigan. He might have had a decent angle to get that full defuse in, but not the case. It will be mousesports to tie things up at 6-6. As we enter the next round, Simple's back on toward that sniper rifle, the AWP. After finding 4 rounds in a row, they're still going to be a little bit strapped for cash here, Alex. They've got an auto shotgun on Boomage, Flamey on the Deagle. Auto shotgun actually super viable on the upper bomb site here on Nuke. You'll see plenty of top players use this weapon to great effect. We'll see if he can make a decent run of it. He throws the incendiary towards the hub position. Oh, wow. My goodness, Electronic with a great shot towards outside. The aggression paying off here.
This is so smooth from Electronic. He's actually escaped as well. Frags alongside it. Leave Carrigan and Rops in a bit of a spot of bother. Rops will find a little bit of an alleviation of pressure, but it's the end of that. Talking of the auto shotgun, not normally pushed up there at that period of time. 1 minute 20 still on the clock, and Boomage is in lobby. All those early frags, the CT's pushed and punished. And so Carrigan. How to walk into the lion's den or not. What is this? So close to walking into that brutal alligator. But Na'Vi, this should be their 7th, and they have managed to make the CT side much more respectable.
Yeah, it was getting very troublesome at the start, but they're right back into it now, especially with that successful round there. Looking to shut down the cash once again at mousesports, as they managed to get 1 round back. Only 1 successful round in the last 6 here from mousesports. You can see the money on screens right now. Not really enough for a big investment here. All hovering just over $3,000. Electronic with this magnificent push towards outside. You can see the confidence in his own ability. Finds his 13th frag, shuts down the round. There it is, a clean finish as well. 1 scout, a couple of deagles, and some Kevlar here with the flashbang smoke combo. Just going to try and work some picks towards outside, I'd imagine. And it's Rops to have the sniper towards the silo position. Carrigan looking through the smoke here, seeing if there's anything available to him. But the CTs don't need to push now. They know the money's low.
Only confirmed when they hear those speculative deagle shots from Voxic. Tight line held by Simple. Oh, and even tighter by Electronic. From Secret, he catches Silo. Wild. That's a beautiful start to the round, and now the rest likely realizing that their days are numbered. Wow, he hits that. Rosen just presenting the shoulder, but wow, Voxic reminds us that his scout shouldn't be forgotten about. Unfortunately for him, he's the last man standing. It just will not be enough. Na'Vi really picking up pace towards the second half of this first half. I promise it makes sense. 6 of the last 7 rounds.
Looking for 9-6, Na'Vi. Well, it's really back on their feet. mousesports slowing down, but they've already got enough rounds on their T side. That's for sure. 6 is more than enough. It's serviceable, and we'll see what they've got for the final round here. 4 AKs, 1 Krieg in the hands of Chris J. It's Frozen again. He is a fantastic player, don't get me wrong. This tournament, we haven't seen the best of him. He's had some very quiet games. He's considered a future star.
And the conversation that Death started was, you know, this is the major. This is the big stage.
This is where you need to perform, right?
It's also new territory.
Yeah, it is the T side of Nuke, so obviously we'll see how the map finishes up here, but this is a big game for them, going down to 1 and 2, and one of your star players hasn't really showed up to it. That's always going to be a bit of a gut punch, but they can get 8-7 here. They'll be well on their way to a victory. And now, a slow default. Chris J working towards a silo, nothing spotted. Rops waiting for aggression here from that ramp room. Zeus not in towards the trophy room this time. Incendiary just to buy some time, that we come up to the 1 minute mark here. And the shotgun still in the hands of Boomage. They certainly could have got him a rifle. It seems like he's happy to use it.
A relatively long range, should they have opened that door. Oh, Electronic goes wide on the box. Don't normally see players succeed from here, but Electronic he has in a big way. 2 cut down to size, just Frozen and Chris J. We've seen a 2v5 from the Na'Vi side, while Frozen and Chris J are going to have their fair share on fair shot.
Yeah, he just melts through those players towards the ramp of the Krieg. No problem at all. Electronic does it again. Frozen another 4 points of health. He is towards the heaven position, though, just underneath it. See if he can work Chris J here and pins it towards upper, but the low HP on Frozen suggests it might not be possible. Boomage, that shotgun, does find the all-important headshot there. It's the final round of the half as Frozen limps in towards the upper bomb site. You would have to... Oh, the shotgun. Not really ideal, that range, but 4 HP, it's absolutely fine, Alex. That was actually a really cool half. You could see it was 5-2 in favor of mousesports on their T side, but Na'Vi, especially Electronic and Flamey, saved the day. A couple of eco victories in there, but they're right back on their feet in this best of one. We'll take a break and be back with the second half.
Back to the games, Na'Vi versus mousesports. They have a 9-6 lead coming into their attack. mousesports, they got a lot of their rounds very early on in that first half, and now, as Na'Vi, they found their momentum. We'll see how their T side fares. We saw evidence of hard work. I say we, I'm Machine, he's Henry.
Hello.
Hi. mousesports' clear homework paying off for some of their T executes, but Na'Vi, they are such an unknown entity. So little recorded games in the last 3 months, we just don't know what they've been up to.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see mousesports certainly had the tactical edge, but in terms of raw firepower, Na'Vi brought that, and it was quite painful to watch at times. Electronic 17 in the first half. It's Zeus with the utility, nading towards main entrance, smoke out as well. Could be a vent dive on their agenda, probably focusing towards ramp as well. Boomer's going to try and get down towards those vents. So in he goes. The nade will blow out the squeaky door of the vent. And down towards ramp they go. Carrigan trying to at least steal a couple of kills away before they make their full commitment and drop down.
Rops hasn't showed just yet. Carrigan's going to make the call. They're all going to be looking at him, but look at the patience from Rops.
This is sick.
Hey, Electronic's going to check it. Can you believe it? His 18th frag, and it's glorious. Here in the pistol, looking to stabilize his Carrigan. The bullets don't quite connect in the way he wished. Instead, just a couple into the shoulder blades of Electronic. Still breathing, still kicking, and still with a real viable shot at this pistol. Now they descend. No one to welcome them just yet. Simple's going to be left to his own devices, though.
This is looking very good for Na'Vi, but that's better. mousesports pounds towards that ramp from. He spotted 3 there, but they've already planted towards lower, so couldn't make their way back towards upper here. Electronic knows he needs to find frags. They can't get too close towards the bomb site. Flamey is isolated with the Glock, but still finding headshots here. Can he take Carrigan down? You better believe he can. Chris J left in a 2 versus 1. No kid available, but he knows Flamey is low on the site. It's a matter of time before he takes him down. And here we go. Is that a full defuse attempt?
Yeah. Chris J has got balls of steel fallen off. Boomich going to try and drag him in, does escape into the vents. He can just play this game. He can play that time, play this clock like a fiddle. The same again. Rinse, repeat, messing with the doors and messing with Chris J's mind. Style points to Boomich.
Yeah, this is going to be a fantastic game. You can see it already. Na'Vi with the ramp push. You got Boomich down towards the vents there, and he closes things out in style. Chris J just didn't have many options there because the no defuse kit, 10-second defuse, and Boomich was playing it perfectly, not giving him any shots at all.
But to recap how we got there, it was Flamey, right? The one who got that cheeky double. You can
yes,
see
from the
closer.
silo itself, yeah.
If he doesn't get 2 there, could have got a lot more difficult. The numbers were favoring mousesports. They all managed to get out on the site without too much resistance. But Flamey, he stood his ground and did so spectacularly.
Well, Ben. Force buy in response. We've already talked about the success in this tournament, especially the second round force buys have had. It's so difficult to fend them off. And grenades being exchanged now towards CT spawn. It'll be Voxic that swallows one. And he'll be down to 58 HP, but secret steps access granted. Frozen makes his way down towards the vents here as a Molotov down in that lower position. Gives up the fact CTs are at least down towards lower already.
Rops repositioning with the information they've gathered.
Open the door, though. Has Electronic heard that?
Probably
not.
Thought he would have. MP7 now on the ground. Rop's not interested. Who's still towards Squeaky? They're going to make their presence known. Nade's flying in. Carrigan close on the box, and actually they're all there. Rop's going to be late to this party. Carrigan does get the first, and there's no initial pressure. They have to swing for the trade, and they do so. 2 versus 2, but it's not ideal. Just Deagles and Scouts for mousesports. They've done a lot of the hard work already as Chris eats the flash.
That's pretty selfless from Zeus, I have to say. The fact he's the one jumping around the corner, knowing he's probably going to die at that point. Just jumping so his teammates can guarantee a trade. Not going to work out for Chris J. This is a big round for them. You can see frustration starting to set in now on the mousesports side. They had such a massive lead on this map. They were 6-2 up on their T side, or 5-2 up, I should say. And now Rops does have a slight chance of winning this, but it will take something ridiculous. 2-1 Deags in the next couple of seconds. There's the first. Oh, there was a chance there, Alex.
Yeah, I saw Esperanto did on train, and suddenly I believe every single time I see a Deagle in the hands and the 180 required, I now know it's possible.
Well, it has to be the full eco for mousesports. 12-6. Almost a certainty here. Mac 10s are coming out. Probably difficult to bring out in the next round, but Zeus has been purchased for Rops.
They have completely swapped coming into this. mousesports definitely had the odds in favor of GG.bet, but Na'Vi, their performance clearly persuading the bookkeepers elsewhere. Mac 10s, P250s, 2 Kriegs. I do love the Zeus. Trying to get himself just that one. A very satisfying squeal from a Na'Vi player and perhaps a weapon in his hands, but doesn't look like they're going to give him that opportunity. Does drop down. And he's done it. Electronic squeals, and it will just be the one. The crowd can appreciate a good Zeus kill.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. Carrigan will do a little bit of damage towards Flamey, but that's all. 12-6 on the Na'Vi side. Their T campaign is off to a flying start here. As I mentioned, the AWP will be possible to bring out, but whether they want to, considering Voxic only has $5,300, that's certainly a conversation to be had. It will be a tactical pause. I think this is the correct time to do it. Get into the bookend of this game now, and this is the first gun round. You need to work out what approach you're going for. Do you want that AWP? Are you relying on it? We'll see. I remember Chris J, when Oscar was in the team, he was actually the main AWPer on this CT side for Nuke. It seems like Voxic has taken over full responsibility of these days.
Do you remember Montpellier? Do you remember Liquid versus mousesports?
I do, actually.
And I remember us having a situation like this where we sat there saying it would be quite the comeback. Then we proceeded to watch Voxic hold outside like no one else.
Yeah, he is an absolute madman on the map. Very, very good sniper. Can actually go for a double AWP setup as well on the CT side of Nuke. That wasn't really in the meta in the first few years of CSGO. It's only in this iteration we're seeing teams like Liquid bring out double AWP setups on the CT side to great effect. Can be difficult to operate with, especially if that bomb gets down, but Zeus will stay on the Mac 10 for now. Like I said, he's been throwing himself at the bomb sites first pretty much every round and happy to go down as his teammates are fragging out, so doesn't surprise me. Might as well keep the money strong. As well go for the outside smokes here. You don't necessarily have to use them. You can throw all the smokes outside and send one player out. It's designed to take vision away and cause rotations on the CT side.
And that smoke you can see landing on the other side of red is just for that tiny gap that can, well, we saw Simple, giving us a good demonstration in the first half, can be exploited. They are going to be walking through those smokes. No bullets initially from mousesports. There they are. Thanks to Zeus, and actually Chris J's done some fantastic work there. Not a single point of damage done in return, really.
Yeah, look at the damage done. That's crazy. Flamey and Zeus, both sub 30 HP. Frozen now gets that information. Waiting for him to really show up here. It's not too late.
They've got no nades. It has to be bullets. Chris J's have done some of the work, and that's perfect from Frozen. He manages to catch Flamey off guard with a nade in his hand, going hunting his electronic. And he's got one head for his wall. Frozen, gone. Into the low site they go. They flood in. Woxic will arrive in the nick of time. Bomb far from being planted. They've got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, time ticking away. 35 seconds on the clock here. Voxic still with decent vision, but they still have a smoke grenade available for the plant. You can smoke from decon and create a path towards the bomb site itself. We'll see if that's the objective here. Incendiary towards that decon position. Going to slow them down. That's the smoke we're talking about, though. That's going to enable them to get towards the bomb site. Zeus holding towards the lobby. Low HP doesn't take Chris J down. Looking for the plant here. Boomich has to go for it. 15 seconds on the clock, and the bomb will be planted there. Electronic fends them off.
Na'Vi have won a couple of these already, but this one perhaps is a little too difficult. Woxic confirms it. Patience prevails for mousesports in round 19. Didn't want to let that one slip away. They know the individuals of Na'Vi. You give them an inch, they can take a mile.
Yeah, absolutely. They were very patient there. Voxic holds strong, gets 2 frags in the end. Looks like the AWP was the correct decision after all. and that's a better round. And the CT side can snowball out of control here. So if they can just get on their feet and start whittling the money away of Na'Vi, there's every chance they can bring this comeback in. It's never too late. There's still a lot of work to do on that T side, as they will have enough to buy here. Zeus can drop an AWP if required. We'll see if that's going to be the approach here. He's got $6,000. Goes to the AK instead, so sticking on 5 rifles as well. Here's Voxic. Sorry, Voxic. There's Frozen. After getting that 1 frag towards the secret steps. See if he can start to really come online here.
That's Molotovs. Rather rinse, repeat, rather default. Want to stop any of those top site threats early, at least. Simple's lining something up, or at least breaking the glass for someone else. I think it's for Boomich.
So here's the same Molotov the Carragher was throwing. It's going to go towards the hut.
Or not.
Isn't exactly. I'm not sure that's where he wanted to go, but Frozen will remain on the hut for now.
It could cause issues if there isn't the communication. It didn't quite connect. Voxic does, though. Shuts down Flaming with the door blown off. That does completely limit Na'Vi, even more so now the smoke arrives. Frozen. Ambitious. Heads straight towards the low site. Electronic's going to be caught by Carrigan's flash. Chris J's the one to profit from it. Na'Vi getting picked apart by some CT spots here. Losing that door, no smoke. It's an Orpa's paradise for Voxic.
Well, smoking towards heaven. Simple will try and set them up towards upper. Boomers lead the charge here. Just need to hit some headshots now. Boomers will at least take 1 down. There's a trade, 3 versus 2. If they can pounce on the Orpa towards upper, they might have a real chance if a Frozen perfect positioning, waiting towards those vents. They try to dive and he's punished for it. Wow. Still have Voxic on the site, I believe. He's stuck towards lobby. That's a great play if he has.
Yeah, they don't have the info on Simple necessarily. Robs, you could see him concerned about the ladder from Hell. I mean, Simple has some room to maneuver, but that bomb was down there. Frozen was down there. And there, Simple with just 10 seconds, he's realizing that this round is going to be unobtainable. The time's just not on his side. Does find the head of Rops, somewhat of a consolation prize, and he was just going to desperately try and keep hold of everything. No hunt available from mousesports. And so, after the initial 3, Na'Vi, they got oh so close to the magic number of 16 off the back of not only 9 rounds on their CT side, but the initial 3 into the second. Now it's time for mousesports to see how far they can forge a path towards 16 themselves.
Well, I think we have a tactical timeout here. It's going to be used by Na'Vi, their first apparently, as we get into round 21. First time they've struggled in the second half financially. Simple saves the Krieg, but of course, staying alive past the round time means you get no extra cash. So he's got 750 in reserve, but he has got a Krieg, Molotov, and a flashbang. In terms of what they could invest into this, Zeus has 3,400. He could probably bring out a Deagle, maybe some basic bits of utility. Oh, they're going for a full investment here, actually. So Zeus has dropped a Krieg for Electronic, who buys up armor as well. So now they have their 2 strongest riflers going in with 2 Kriegs here. Smoke, make it 2. Flashbang Molly, so they are fully investing into this one. I think this is a cool idea. You've got to have faith in these world-class players you have available. So 3 Kriegs in total. Actually pretty decent overall.
Yeah, that's a threat. 1 Krieg has 1 round single-handedly. Chris J knows all about that. But aggression as well. Look at that, Boomich. No real fear. The smoke's not going to do too much for Voxic initially. You can still peek over the top of that one. But a whole lot of outside control for Na'Vi. The flashes force Voxic away. He did catch a glimpse just as they descended into the smoke. Flick, he realizes time is of the essence. Got to move an Electronic. We talked about the power of the Krieg and the power of him.
They lined up for him.
And they combine for a quick double into the side. Carrigan's going to get caught out as well. Eyes on the ground. This round has gone tumbling out of control, spiraling downwards. Na'Vi, quite the contrary. 13 off the back of the 3 rifles.
What a pounce that was. You could see Vox, if he hits that first shot, they'll probably be able to recover from it. He shoots right between the wickets of 2 of them. And at that stage, they bounce towards the main entrance. And then they got so close to the hell position. Oh my goodness, honestly, that from Electronic's POV. Look at the line up for him. There's a bit of confusion there. Voxic would have to have killed his teammate regardless, you can get the kill on the trade. Not a single frag picked up. They're going to have to force by here. 13-8 down. Lose this. It's an eco as well with 14 on the scorecard for Na'Vi. This round might decide the final result here. Still have the AWP for Voxic. That's enough. He goes towards ramp from this time.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit twice bitten. Doesn't want to go back to the outside area after that smoke push. Wants to try and find a way in, and Simple
he's
is
got this.
just there.
Oh, God.
Such a tight line.
It's so ridiculous.
The standoff.
Simple, you feel like he's going to swing eventually.
Oh, watch Flamey go in first. Here we go. Likely a flash, one would hope. Instead, the jump. That works too. Does get the information. They can just react accordingly. Now you can invest your utility if you wanted to.
You know the money's low on the CT side. If there's an AWP towards ramp room, you want to get towards upper as quickly as you possibly can. Either way, Electronic outside. Chris J sat in the smoke. He does this a lot, and it actually works out quite. So the time, to be honest, is going to be Zeus who gets the trade, but still a decent attempt there from Chris. And at least they do not recover a rifle. That's good news for Na'Vi.
Chops the head off the snake, though. That's 23 frags from Electronic. No longer
that's a good point.
Have a chance to get the 24th this round.
Going to take anyone down. That's the player to get, considering his form right now. Good timing from Frozen, but doesn't yield a frag. Carrigan has a chance with the CZ here, but it's against Simple. Still manages to get it. Takes a lot of damage. And here we go. Rops trying to keep them alive. Remember, we said they don't win this round. It might actually be a GG moment. Carrigan low.
Is not a guarantee for mousesports, though, despite the numbers advantage. Flamey did take a bit of a peppering. Carrigan will get the information. There's still one top side. Rops likely to trade and does so. So down to one man. Your favorite.
Well,
1 versus 2 for Zeus.
He can do this. He's got time to pull this one off. Just needs to make it 2 separate one-on-ones if possible. They do have a kit, though. Voxic goes to the AK.
5 frags in 21 rounds, but these 2 would mean everything. Completely taken away from mousesports. He can't do it. Rops to keep things consistent.
He's saying go get the AWP. So Rops, I'll defuse this. Don't worry about that. It's not going to be any nonsense here.
No, we're not going to do anything, anything silly.
I will defuse that. I promise you that. I know what you saw yesterday, but go get the AWP. And there it is. So, well played from mousesports there. It didn't look like they stood much of a chance, but that's the round they had to win. They would have been full eco after that with 14-8 on the scoreboard. So that's so important. Zeus, if he even gets 1 kill there, they would have a really strong chance of replicating that situation. Auto shotgun for Carrigan into the next round. AWP recovered. Voxic will have that. Money still not in a great position. As we take a tactical time at the final one here. Coach Allen not feeling everything's under control. Just wants them to chime in with their CT setup. Calculate what Na'Vi will be presenting in the next round.
Well, he was also as conscious as you were coming into the one prior that everything was on the line. Now with an opportunity, it's let's get that game plan locked in.
Yeah.
You've weathered the storm, sure. I like that we're seeing the auto shotgun come out just after Boomich's performance to wrap up the first half. You can win the duels versus those AKs. You can win those duels if you're holding those close corners. It's almost the best weapon for the job. That was Flamey's win, and a big win, but not enough to pull them across the line. We're seeing plenty of selfless in-game leader decisions from Carrigan and Zeus, respectively. Carrigan managing to accrue plenty of frags, though, 12 to his name. So Na'Vi have certainly set the precedent that when the smokes arrive, they are no stranger to walking through it. Chris J's had no issues connecting, but with the gap.
That's not really going to work out for Na'Vi at all, because you can tell there's no one towards outside. The auto shotgun, regardless. What we find in the first, this is starting to fall apart. They know it's going to be an upper approach now.
And that shotgun just dancing with Simple. Carrigan, he's trying to do 2 jobs at once. And now, though, Electronics' battles outside have been rewarded. He's got another one to fight versus Rop. Simple in the meantime elsewhere, catching Frozen. Puts Na'Vi in good stead, but Carrigan continuing to hunt, and Rops. Little bit back and forth.
Well then, 1 minute on the clock, and just as I mentioned, the fact that, ooh, okay, Carrigan, they've offered themselves up. I didn't think there'd be any sort of situation like that about to happen.
Oh no, that could come back to haunt him.
I was about to break down why that's going wrong for Na'Vi, but hold the phone.
Yeah, bite your tongue for just a moment, because with 40 seconds, Rops, a familiar scenario for him. He's been thrown into a clutch. The bomb will be going down on low sight. His teammate towards the ramp. They might want to double up on this one. He's considering it.
He has no kit and 40 HP. So what's the play here for Robs? No utility as well.
No health.
Money's battered and bruised.
Oh, Carrigan going for that weapon.
I don't know what the thought process was
Perhaps
there.
a miscom, perhaps just
It must have been, but
a lapse of judgment.
there's 2 alive and you don't know exactly where they are. Pushing into a key choke point. Seems dangerous, and it's costing the round potentially here. Rops can still do this, but time really is running out. He realizes that he's done. Oh dear, in terms of loss bonus now, they have nothing. They get $1,400 per player. Into the next round, Rops will go down. That's a big kill for Zeus to pick up. And they've got $2,000 on Frozen, $2,000 on Chris J, less than that on Voxic. Auto shotguns have to come out. They really have to buy here, Alex. They can't let it go, 15-9.
Karrigan's auto shotgun was how they got into that round in the first place. There's Flamey's POV, catching 2 of them, no less.
Yeah,
Voxic wanted to trade and...
Oh, you can see all the courage.
Yeah, that's...
He knows. He knows just as well as we do, Alex, what this means, the implication of that round.
Precisely, yes. He's all too aware, all too familiar. And so now mousesports, they'll have to make do. A Scout, UMP. I mean, this one is straight up the jumble sale by...
The Village Fate.
The Village Fate. There's bunting all over the place, muffins.
Well then, the Scout and the auto shotgun to save the day. They lose the first pick, but Voxic still alive and kicking. Towards secret steps they go. Boomich so deep towards that lower bomb site here.
So early.
Yeah.
Oh, he could really, really destabilize the setup from mousesports if there is such a thing. Crossing now as the smoke is deployed. The thing about where Boomich is there's a sound cue in every entrance. That door, the glass.
Yes. Yeah, so if you can get towards lower, you have to open the squeaky door, shoot the glass. You can get your teammates to start shooting bullets elsewhere. It's still a difficult situation. Frozen finds some wiggle room here. Doesn't recover the rifle, but does do damage towards Simple. Is that going to be enough? They're going to try and take him down. He needs that rifle from Flamey's corpse, or Boomich's, I should say, as he picks up the Krieg now. Flashbang to the face, and Voxic gets another. They might be able to stay in this one.
It's going to be hard fought. All the same, Frozen can get another here, and that's huge. Flamey in the Molotov, rather appropriately, does go down. Simple can't connect just yet either. mousesports, they really did have to pull every stop out of the book. Voxic, he was tagged. He hits the wallbang scout outside. Frozen so ready for this. He gets another one, finding his form just when it mattered. We talked about him. He is an integral component in the mousesports machine.
Yeah, absolutely true. He'll be taken down from a brilliant shot from Simple, but he's done the hard work. 14 seconds here. They can sacrifice one player at least. And there it is. They stay in the game. It looked like it was done. The shotguns are out. The scouts were there. And Na'Vi got the first pick, but they seemed a little cagey. Little apprehension there towards the lower bomb side. Instead of sticking together, getting down there, they go one by one, and Frozen just devours them there. We said he was quiet throughout the entirety of first and second half here, but this is much better. He saves the day, keeps them in the game, regardless of his score in general. In fact, he will keep them alive and well here is absolutely everything. And on the CT side, it doesn't really matter. As long as you haven't lost yet, as long as you haven't got match point, you're still in it. Simple invests with the Krieg. Everyone else full eco here.
Yeah, often the namesake attached to a buy like this is Hero. Let's see if a performance like that can come out of this rifle. Round 25. The fact that Frozen was clearing Boomich's position in the round. Got to give credit to the game sense and the communication of mousesports. They plugged that hole. Gave them another chance. Na'Vi still poised though. 2 rounds away. Maybe perhaps this one a little out of reach unless Simple can do something crazy. They're going to try and put him in the best position to do so, and by putting him on this red container, should the CTs contest, he has a fair fight. Liking this one from Voxic. He can always tuck himself into the stairs if he needs a way out. Or in towards Hella as well. Simple's rifle, it's already gone. Great work from Voxic, supported by Rops now, and it is easy peasy for mousesports in round 25.
They needed that. A nice clean round. All 5 players staying alive. They built up some money now. They're not going to be down to the auto shotguns anytime soon. And after Simple invested in that Krieg, I don't think they can justify buying into this one again. I think this will have to be another partial, as we'll see him have $2,000. Everyone else hovering around 3,500. 25 kills for Electronic, 21 for Flamey. Simple at 20. It sounds like it's enough, but there's still so much work to be done here. 2 rounds on the T side of Nuke when you're this deep into the game is difficult. You're really relying on momentum to get those first 3-4 rounds, and then at that point it's a real grind. And Zeus will be cooked down towards the vents. He's going to be at 10 HP, but he makes it.
That was quite the mix.
But he's the only player with armor and the smoke, and that's essentially gone now.
Rops will be grateful for a smoke delivery, perhaps keeping hold of that one for the next round. That's assuming no more craziness from Na'Vi. Frozen's ensuring Flamey's Deagle's not going to connect. Catches him on the advance towards Rampart. Karrigan doing the same, and so there's Desert Eagle. That's always a powerful weapon in his hands, and pulls the trigger on just the first. Trades are there, and mousesports with a real shot now to keep this gap, or rather close this gap. 2 rounds away from keeping us in an even keel. It was a 9-6 CT side lead from Na'Vi coming into this. Currently stands 6-5.
Back and forth we go. Round 27. Remember, we have got Na'Vi winning both pistols here. They did lose the second round to the force buy of mousesports on their T side, and that's really where they got most of their access and work done in the first half. But
Power of the second round buy, man.
Yeah, it's so powerful, isn't it? The Desert Eagle of that mounting a screen. Chris J steps up, went above and beyond.
The scout of Woxic, no less, as well.
Yeah.
That was a weapon we've seen him use to great success, actually, on Nuke. Not necessarily a map I'd be anticipating a lot of scout plays, but he's made it work. But now he's got the new and improved scout. It's a little more costly, the new generation. It's like the Apple take on the scout.
Exactly. Well then, we do have a UMP for Zeus. Back to a more default stance here on Na'Vi. Woxic actually very comfortable in the last few rounds. He'll have the AWP towards outside for now. Electronic to challenge, spotted, but not struck.
Very hard shot to hit, just reaction time trainer.
What's going on with Na'Vi at the same time that smoke hasn't been there for when...
comes.
Yeah, it comes like, it's fine for now, but it seems like there's a, in their general setup, it seems like that smoke has been missing a couple of times now.
Yeah, we saw it from Chris J's perspective initially, which gives them boatloads of information.
Yes.
Timing's favouring Mouse. By the smallest of margins, a smoke light arriving late. Decisions can be made. Deter Boomich and actually Chris J was trying to catch a couple on the retreating Na'Vi. Lower control is the mission, at least for Electronic and Flamey. Quite a divide from Na'Vi. So 2 lower, 2 upper. What can you make of this? Perhaps a vent dive? That's what the smoke does enable them to do. Now Frozen's going to be Molotov'd off. Can't hold it. Just having a little bit of an oopsie in the smoke. Boomich is held back. Now finally he drops, but his teammates, they met Rops. Simple still on top site. Woxic has been given the responsibility of trying to catch lower. Already the bomb will go down, I think. Zeus was the one to do it.
Good Molotov, but the follow-up will be the AWP shot from the other side of the ramp room. Boomich and Simple, certainly capable of winning 5-on-2s, but do they have the resources right now to even get close? Simple knows he needs headshots, and he's certainly delivering on that front. Double kill on the cards here for Boomich. 1 HP to his name, surely doesn't get this kill. He has set Simple up though. HP is desperate for mousesports here. 16 and 13, they have no kits here. Simple has vision of the bomb. He can swing out, he can take the first kill, no problem. As you can see, he's defusing, needs the damage, he finds it. Close the door now.
Doesn't have to, just tucks himself in the corner. They swap weapons done. And it's over.
He can. That's remarkable. That was a 5-on-2. Legit.
Again.
Boomich only gets 1 there, but the fact he did so much damage set Simple up, and he could just about see the defuser. I'm not sure if you noticed at home the cables. That means there's obviously a full defuser. He's not faking it. You can see the cables attached to the bomb. Means he's completely committed. Simple gets all that information and just about finds the head.
And he didn't panic as well. No. You could see just he was so calm, so confident in not only the plant but also his angle on it. That's a big second frag, but this was it. Just tapping away at that head. That could have got awkward fast if he got flustered, but just a nonchalant smile. Yeah. They're now 1 away.
They win a 5-on-2 to get the match point here. It's best of 1.
They've won 2 2v5s in one best of 1.
It's pretty remarkable.
The Na'Vi effect, or I mean, depends how you want to cut it. Perhaps mousesports want to review those. Letting a distinct numbers advantage slip away from them in both attack and defense. Flamey catching some early bullets. Electronic, oh, he's already in main, and Karrigan's doing the flashbang dance. It's Flamey to start playing the tune. But Woxic is going to get pushed. He's still managing to thrive. And not another one, no. Simple stops that from happening, but Chris J from main, backing away, wants to draw Boomich into a delayed 1 versus 2. Not allow the initial trade. He presents his back. And mousesports, they are back with another opportunity, but my God. They weren't too thrown off by that. So often you'll see teams call a timeout after a round like that, conceding a round like that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. But it will be mousesports with the 15-13 now, 2 rounds to bring this to overtime. Money is actually pretty low for Na'Vi. I think they have to play for round number 30 here. 2 deagles. Get 3. No armor, no nades.
Of course this game goes all the way. They've come to play, Na'Vi. Oh,
okay.
So
all right then.
Okie dokie. That cost him $700. Chris J with about 5K lying on the ground there. He had some nades as well.
Problem is they can't recover that, but still, what a shot that was. What's next?
Money well spent. And I'm no economist, but that seems like a good investment.
Selling yourself short.
Supply and demand. I like the graphs, and then he started doing numbers. I was really lost my interest.
Okay then. Let's see what can be done with not a lot here. Opening kill, sure, but no armor, no utility. 2 Glocks. Frozen. Oh, the timing is just agonizing, but he's recovering well. He finds himself 3 kills. It looked like he might have been done for there, but there it is. They'll be able to recover a rifle.
Yeah, that gets really awkward if he doesn't find that 3. The 3v2 with a rifle recovered should be all Na'Vi can achieve in this round. You can understand the game plan. You see the bomb thrown to the back of Zeus. Flamey's going to be the muscle. Protect the president. Only Rops is on that low site. 26 frags from him. The window's already broken. Rops knows it's a possibility. Handling it, looking for the double, and connects. We're going to round 30 all the way. Overtime certainly a possibility at this point.
Absolutely. This is 1 round away from releasing the pressure on the mousesports side, but same story for Na'Vi. I deny that overtime for sure. Frozen did so well to recover this one. I would be satisfied if you got 2 there, but the fact he gets 3 really does save the day. Denies everything.
His failed smoke as well. In alternate reality, he smoked off his teammate who wants to save him, using their 3rd timeout.
Yeah, round 30. You've gone the full distance here. Pressure on either side. Double AWP setup. We said it was going to be coming in eventually. mousesports with Voxic and Chris J, 2 fantastic sniper players. And here, Alan behind mousesports, just trying to fire them up, get them in the zone, focus for this last round.
I like the double AWP.
Yeah.
Voxic and Chris J, they can flex with Voxic spawn. Perhaps can take down one outside. Let's see.
You have 1 towards ramp at least, and then 1 outside, I'd imagine. We'll see which player goes where. Voxic towards outside as usual. Flashbangs though. Towards outside. The boost towards ramp, I like that for this final round. You can just leave Rops alone there now. It's a really strong position to be in.
And then you've got the AWP somewhere else who can almost do the work of 2 rifles. If the angle is right, Chris J, he's going to be responsible for decon for now. Rops has got his back covered, and actually, Rops perhaps calling for help because Chris J's arrived on the scene. Perfectly timed, catches Zeus. 4 frags away from overtime, but Flamey's not going to give that one up. Neither will Rops. Only tags up 1 as I lose my breath. Voxic onto Flamey though. Boomich got tagged as well, so now Simple really has to do it all.
Oh yes, he's done it again. We'll see if he can find success here in the 3 versus 2. Bomb going to be planted towards lower. You can see the pressure on the mousesports coach here. Rotations will come through. They've got the Molotov in reserve, and they've positioned quite nicely as well.
This is one of the more intense moments in Counter-Strike. Every decision you make, here they come as a pack.
No one towards ramp.
They're both holding the top side. It's going to come down to Angel. Simple's given 1 for free. Carrigan gone. That's info. They don't know where Boomich is yet, though. And Simple continuing to put on the threat. Frozen, he's undaunted. They have to find the second they could line up. That's info. And Voxic's going to convert. Looks like it's overtime on the cards here.
I don't think he has it. Is it close? He's got it? Oh, he's fine. He's fine. Ooh.
3, 2, 1.
I was about to say that came down right to the wire there, but it is going to be overtime, right down to that 1 versus 1. Simple spraying all the bullets towards the window room. He thought he had enough there. Not quite. Everything's reset. MR3, 10K.
Stay on the same sides. Oh, it's just, I mean, we're at the last round. Full 30. It comes down to a 1v1. This is the major. This is Navi versus mousesports, and clearly there is some more twists and turns for this tale yet. We are not done. Credit from the regulation while we have a moment. I think a lot of it has to be directed towards Rops. You saw his heroics, actually in this round no less. He manages to get the first. Electronic was pre-aiming it. The trade came in, but damage was done to Boomich, which, as you can see, made Woxic's final duel just that little more favorable Fury.
Did hear a lot of noise down there when he died. I was wondering what happened. The desk smashing is back.
Desk palm.
Desk palm, indeed. Well then, we get into overtime. First to 19, 18-18 will be double overtime here. If you post even 1T rounds, you're in a good position, to be honest.
Let's see what Navi want to try. They're going to have three opportunities. And a gap again. Chris J, he had the info once crossed. But that's pretty much all he can write home about for now. His spray suggests they're cognizant that the players could be down there. Look at this from Rops, though. Navi, they're going to swing double. One, and a second. Rops, he plucks Electronic from the air. That's a hard shot to hit. Makes it look easy, though. Woxic, perhaps the same for him. This time he's Molotov'd off, and he's still standing in the flames. Considerable damage done. Smoke now to lock them out from hell. I said he was the hero of regulation, but he's the hero of overtime. Certainly the first round. 4.
Wow.
The Rops show.
Will be Rops with 4 in total. Simple and a 5 versus 1. This one might even be out of his reach.
I don't think Rops necessarily saw him. Simple has that info though, so there's an advantage. It's only a minimal one. Steps, realizes may as well try and get that bomb down, see what you can do. It is 10K. Pennies start to matter. Peppered and fragged.
There it is. 4 kills for Rops. It will be mousesports to take the lead. It's been an agonizing few rounds for them, but they've got to this position. They've had to win 4 spies, partial buys, and everything in between. As Rops holding towards those secret steps and just absolutely bailing every single player. No problem at all. Look at the headshots.
50% of his frags, Navi players didn't have their feet on the ground.
Yeah. That was very impressive. 1-0 for mousesports here, looking for a clean 3-0. Actually, got 5 Kriegs on the T side here.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so far, Boomich and Simple, they've made a case for their affinity with the weapon, but now all 5 pulled out. See if that's indicative of anything in particular. Flash will force Woxic out. He's gone. Wow, that's a big connection from Boomich. Big scout to take in a crucial moment of the game. You said 1 round's a big one coming into their CT side on this overtime, but Navi, they failed the first test. Now throw into a 3v3. Electronic extends their lead. Stay often lingering around main. Electronic is aware of it. And so now it's time to get your thinking caps on. 2 CTs remain. 3 members of Navi trying to work their way into the lower site. Boomich extends it again. He opened this round. He seems to intend to close it. Another fight with Carrigan, this time not rewarded.
It's looking very good for Navi. They know exactly where Carrigan is. He's in a compromised position. He only has a flashbang remaining. He's out towards the main entrance now. And not going to detect Electronic on the other side. There it is. 1 round at least for Navi here as we go 1-1. Final round of the first half of overtime coming in. Money will be absolutely fine because mousesports kept everyone pretty much alive in the first round. So they can bring out the double AWP setup if they really want to. We'll see if that comes through. You could buy the double AWP setup and juggle M4 over towards your position as well and have it for the retake towards lower. Come on, Chris. Let's see if he's got anything like that in mind.
No juggling. Meantime, Flamey actually, wow, he looks like he wants to swing that door open. He's got the orbs going for the fast beat. He had the spawn and won't receive too much early. Instead, Chris is going to try and do what Woxic couldn't. Into the warehouse position. Previously caught by Boomich, and they are flooding towards his location. A smoke, they're going to have to try and check it. And oh, that was a freebie. Had a shot, this time between the legs. Can't get a single frag before Navi start to impose their will and do so in a big way. Woxic trying to find the equalizer from Secret. Zeus is doing so well, though, just to keep him there, keep him busy. Navi are so spread out across this map. There isn't a single player that can actually trade. 4 very different positions for them, but it's working. You've got so much to worry about if you're mousesports right now.
Yeah, Voxic and Frozen.
Another one. They're everywhere.
They are. Oh my goodness, well, it's going to be frozen. They can't do anything about that. He is taken down, and it will be 2-1 on the T side, no less, for Na'Vi here. And we'll see Electronic post his 30th frag in that round. As we get into the second half, this is going to be difficult for mousesports to get back into it. They managed to find success in their T side for sure. They got 6 rounds. Remember, a lot of that came from winning that second round force by and then managing to get 4 or so rounds after that. So, coach able to chat in between the halves. You get 1 minute there. Back into it we go. Same rules apply, $10,000, but you switch halves at this point. 17-16 overall. Na'Vi just need 1 point to guarantee double overtime. Need 19 to get the victory. So that's doesn't sound too bad on the CT side of Nuke.
It really doesn't.
Especially with full buys coming up. Like normally when you start dropping rounds on Nuke, it's because you don't have the incendiaries at the start. You don't have the AWP.
You're right.
You'll have everything you need at the start of this round. If you win that first round, you're in a great position. That's for sure.
Yeah, in mousesports, the T rounds that we saw them having them, well, building the majority of their 6 in that first half, which does feel oh so long ago, I admit, was from managing to break Na'Vi early in that second round. Now it's full buys all the way, which is where Na'Vi did look pretty cool, calm, and collected. We're outside smokes, and we're off to the races. Let's see what they've got left in the tank. Some aggression from the CTs, and actually Electronic, he's going to be sitting right in that smoke. He has the opportunity to surprise, swing. Perhaps a flashbang from his teammates as well could work out wonderfully for now. You can see the feet, look at that. The little booties.
You can
see the counter-terrorist extreme edition. Can they, Chris? No, no one.
You saw him, Chris.
There it is. Chris J, I mean, they're sponsored by Snipes, right? He's like, I've seen them before. Seen them on the website. Nice work, Kerrigan gets another one, and they start to flood in. Look at that.
Oh, the passion. Woo. You can hear it now. Flame with the AWP. Not the ideal situation for him. They're going to tie things up. It's going to be 17-17. Next round will post match point first. And on the CT side as well, if they lose this one, and it goes match point to mousesports, and money will become an issue here. It's been a big talking point about the majors and the overtime rule set. Normally in other tournaments we have 16K MR3, 10K on the CT side. If you lose that cleanly and you've brought AWPs into the round, your money will be very low. So Flaming, $0, Simple, $250, Electronic, $800, and the loss bonus just won't be there going into that next round. So they pretty much have to win this one or they're in a lot of trouble.
That's why I love you, Henry. This is it then.
Not my personality, just my
I just
stats.
like it. Yeah, I just like the big brain.
Yeah.
I'm a sapiosexual. Anyway, cringe aside, Boomich has done some spectacular fragging, but this is a quick start to the round. 90 seconds and a 2v2. Welcome to the most intense 2v2 of the day for these players.
Of the day? First one of the day.
Thanks, man.
First game.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a dictionary here. What's it? Undermined. It's just got a picture of your face. How interesting.
Well, they put that in last year. 2-on-2. Flashbangs, 1 smoke, and it will be Frozen and Chris J. 2 very capable men for the job. Electronic and Zeus. Electronic's been playing fantastically. Zeus sets on 7 kills, 27 deaths. It has not been a strong performance, but bomb will go down. He's towards the heaven position. See, mousesports have a nice advantage here. Remember, Na'Vi give this one up, there'll be no money for the next round. Electronic
does have at least the full set kit, utility. That open plant could be exploited should they manage to catch a mousesports player early. And Frozen. Frozen's going to be responsible for door and ramp. Chris! Oh, Electronic, he did a whole lot of damage. I don't know if Zeus can punish that, though. He's only had 7 frags, but finishing on 9 would have been the dream. Instead, caught with his back turned and his knife in his hand. mousesports, they win the most crucial round of this overtime.
They absolutely do. That is quite the round to pick up because now Na'Vi, as you can see, barely anything to work with there.
Oh,
they had enough to buy an AWP, but it's going to be Mag 7, auto shotgun, FAMAS, Flamey has 2400. He'll probably go for maybe an MP9 or MP7, something like that. Could be the UMP2. That will work. 4 smokes, 2 shotguns, and the AWP. It's in the hands of the world's best Counter-Strike player.
There's a 1 in the name for a reason. Anticipating a flash, but just trying to find any way in, trying to find that early first blood. An advantage to take us into a second overtime. This is a best of 1. The loser of this goes down to 2 losses. Last chance, Saloon. Zeus doesn't want to let it happen eventually. Finding Carrigan. Nice work from Chris J as well, and it's a big response. It's a loud one. 2 heads roll. 3 frags away from mousesports, taking this one away.
Misses.
Simple's actually missed it. He's going to be given a second chance, but it's through the flames and another. That was a big way in, and now Frozen, he's going to continue to twist the knife. Just Flamey and Simple.
They know exactly where they are, Alex. They have no kits on the CT side of the 3-on-2. Molotov available for Ops as well. Surely this is where mousesports close things out.
Everything suggesting this is theirs. Every trick in the book, trying to draw fire, trying to get any info without having to invest and lay his life on the line. That's a huge connection. What? Woxic. Not gonna like that one. Still though, the round very much in mousesports' grasp. Extended by Chris J. There is a smoke, no kit. And that's it. Chris J confirms it. He's done it time and time again. So have Mouse. A big win. They needed that. Fired up.
Oh, my goodness me. You can see what it means to Voxic. That is quite the reaction. That was a fantastic game of Counter-Strike. Comes right down to the wire. It's in overtime. They had to overcome so much adversity there. The amount of partial buys and shotgun rounds that mousesports had to win on their CT side just to get us to overtime. They really had to work with this one.
Na'Vi have not lost here at the Major in anything other than overtime.
That's true, yeah.
They get so close.
It was on G2 and Overpass, right?
Precisely.
It looked like that was their game all day long. They had a 10-5 first half. And here they go again, going down towards overtime, and it just falls apart for them. And there we have it. It will be Na'Vi 1 and 2, meaning best of 3s from here on out.
Yeah, and they had, there was, all the ingredients were there. You listed it off. When you took a look at the scoreboard, Simple, Electronic, Flamey, top of the scoreboard, 25 in regulation, looking comfortable, winning 2v5s, 2 2v5s, winning the pistols.
2v5s in there as well.
Like if you actually piece it all together, if I told you everything the Na'Vi managed to achieve in that, you'd probably expect a win, but mousesports just managed to pit them at the post.
Not much separating the two teams. No. That's one of my favorite new games I've cast in a long time. Yeah. That had everything. Really exciting stuff towards the end as well, especially with Simple hits that quick shot down towards the lower side. He felt like the smoke of the bomb, there could have been something there, but the money was just battered and bruised from the earlier encounters. And it will be mousesports actually closing things out.
2-1.
T side of overtime on Nuke. That is kind of crazy.
So that means mousesports, their win so far. If you're looking for kind of a litmus test where their performance has been, win versus North, win versus Na'Vi, those are top 10 teams. And in fact, we get to hear from mousesports, another one of those top 10s, as they're going to take a step closer to the champion stage.
Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Chris J. What an exciting game to kick things off on day number 3. Now you guys are 2-1, and how much more satisfying is it to do so, getting that revenge against the losses you had against Na'Vi at Cologne?
Yeah, we're obviously really happy to beat them this time around. Game obviously could have went either way, but we're just happy we're 2-1 now, and we're looking forward to the next day.
Let's start with talking with that first half on that T side. It felt like such a strong start. The mood seems great. The momentum was on your side. Then it felt like that 8th round where Flamey got 4 kills just turned all the tide. So talk about what happened.
I think there was 2 rounds in the first half where they won a force buy, or they had 2 rifles and the rest pistols. And I don't know, this kind of broke us in the end. Somehow they came back off the back of those rounds. And yeah, I don't know if they really figured us out or they just stepped up individually, but yeah, they made it really hard on our T side.
Then on that second half, the score was 15-12, and before this game even started, Regin told me that the goal for this was don't choke. And that is exactly what you guys showed, so much mental fortitude. What was the mentality of the team like to make that happen?
To be honest, I was pretty angry after the first half because I felt like I was so on point. I was one-shotting people at the beginning. I thought we're going to destroy them easily, but it became really hard. I don't know why, but it certainly took some mental strength to get back into it the second half because, I don't know, we were just not playing our best level. But yeah, we pulled through in the end, so that's a really good sign.
100%. And last week you were saying that you didn't feel like you were really showing your full game. But today, as you said, especially at the start, you look like you were hitting your shots. Yesterday on Inferno, you showed a fantastic game. It was a fantastic series from you. So do you feel a lot more confidence showing through?
Yeah, I think so. I think the whole team feels pretty good. Yeah, obviously we still have things to work on because they did kind of shut us down right as a CT, and I feel like our Nuke T side should be stronger. But when you're losing against these force buys, I don't know if we should approach them differently, or maybe, as I said before, maybe they just showed up big individually. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, we're definitely feeling good. We're feeling confident.
You should, because that was a great victory. So congratulations once again with that. mousesports is 2-1. And coming up after the break, we have MIBR taking on G2.